more team? Will it be Gaimin Gladiators, the most dominant team of last year, won the most tournaments anyway, or is it going to be Xtreme, the best Chinese team right now, and the winners of that initial group stage? They did very well for themselves in Group B, 9 and 5. Jinkyu gonna be pulled back in, still has some more leap charges though, obviously, so he's good to go. No first blood just yet. Xtreme Gaming will get 3 bounties though.
Let's win another axe throw. Alright. Gonna force Jinkyu into a lot of regen here if he doesn't want to go to base. You already got the leaps out. Some minor lane victory for game, but you gave up 3 runes, so you kind of give it all back. I think XG are happy with the economic damage here.
Yeah, particularly if you're already in a certain matchup that should be very favorable for you lane-wise, right? This Lina versus Pango.
Yeah,
I would expect XM to dumpster.
Okay, well, that was a big miss, but
yeah, he's missed 2 CS
that was not a good first wave for him.
No.
And Quinn known for his early lane prowess. That's how he snowballs these matchups. But this should be a good lane for XM. You know, you're Lina versus a melee hero. It is kind of a cheap melee hero. You know, it is the Pangolier. This hero gets out of almost any matchup and can play Dota. So that lane dominance might not be that big a factor. He also has Empower to buff him up. This was an old school OG combination that worked really well for them.
Yep.
And he has Venge to throw in some extra debuffs and give him the swap save in the fights. So this is not just a, you know, island Pango. This is a Pango buffed up by the team that can easily get on top of the Lina, deal a huge amount of physical damage, and control him with the roll. And there's not a lot to control the Pango roll in this game, so this pick could prove to be pretty deadly, especially since it is on Quinn. And he has shown to be the Pango master.
That's right. That's now what he's known for. I'm glad we clicked away from that mid lane. I'm not sure. I was cringing the entire time that watching XM miss so much CS hurt.
He's getting bodied.
Yeah.
We'll go back there soon, but these lanes are shaping up to be very strong for Gaimin right now, despite the rune loss. As Dyrachyo is just bullying this melee hero, but well, they do lose a courier down there. Jinkyu up to his usual shenanigans. Putting on his best Monkey King impression. Kun will pull away for the water rune. So he will not miss any CS here.
Yeah, it's getting tons of regen to help deal with constant Dragon Slave harassment.
Making this lane look easy.
Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. Goddamn, XM. 4 denies in a row. Went from nothing to 4. XXS. Final hit from Dyrachyo will claim first blood.
Man, did he just high roll on that? That looked close. Nice first blood to pick up her for the troll. We have seen Gaimin go back to this mag anytime they can get it. It feels like that is their de facto offlaner. They will choose for ace if they can get their hands on it.
Why do you think that is?
I think it is I feel like they have been forced into this stunner offlane meta that they don't want to play, but they're kind of left with no choice.
Yeah.
And I think Mag is the one of those that is a stunner offlaner who can dictate the fights while at the same time buffing up the team, which was a big component of what Ace was doing for this squad.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Ace can just be that secondary carry. So Mag like fits in this weird space if you think about it, right? He's a buffer, he's a carry hero, he's a team fight starter, he does a little bit of it all. And so I think it just fits Ace better than like these Centaur Marses that they kind of have to choose one of those paths.
Yeah, they're a little bit more pure in what their skill set is, right?
And it's also just something that helps the other 2 cores scale a lot. So I think it fits what Gaimin want to do with this, you know, 3 cores all being strong. And they played this mag troll earlier, and it looked pretty good for them. Like, they rolled that game. Dyrachyo got so damn fat. So this is a lineup they're very comfortable with this tournament, at least. And XG have given it to them. They're tempting fate.
I would be very curious. He went to 201 build, but I'd be very curious if there was some sort of build that involved maxing out in power early and giving it to both himself as well as the Terrorblade, right? Because Terrorblade has such high base damage and stuff.
I feel like you just don't win the trades as much as you think you're going to win them.
Yeah. Nice skewer back with the meta, but Tofu might just die before he gets off any damage. He's guiding it back nicely with all this regen. He burned through everything he had. Lotus's fairy fires, all of that. Oh, Celery cutting across for the extra kill here. And they'll get it. So double kill for Ace.
Nice little pickup that Celery can make that move just off bot lane going so damn well. And again, anytime you can kill this lifestealer in lane, you're going to feel great about the progression of the game. Sets him back. All his timings get thrown off a little. We're seeing Ame try to find his hero pool this tournament.
Yeah.
Some of the games have hit, some of them have missed. Again, this matchup it's a volatile one. Both these teams trying to find their identity in this current patch. Level 6 approaching here with a Pangolier. And XM is ahead on XP. Did it eventually pull ahead in this lane? Though I think Quinn did some work on the first 2 or 3 or 4 minutes there.
Yeah.
We'll see what he can make with that first Rolling Thunder. Again, very free Rolling Thunder game. If you're XG, you have to think about where the spell goes and what it does for Gaimin and not give up too many freebies to it as you try and get the levels for your supports. Scale into that mid game where the ET Mirana can shine.
Ame's most played heroes: Monkey King, Morphling, Terrorblade, Faceless Void, Phantom Lancer, then Sven Spectre.
That's a play right there. Laguna his ass and TP out. Showed him.
Well, I mean, if it's a short cooldown, might as well do the damage, I guess.
Got him. I mean, he does not want to get Rolling Thunder there. It's a heads-up play, but it looks absolutely hilarious.
Ace doesn't have the mana to skewer away, but Ame's not going to keep diving.
So Monkey King, Morphling, Void. I think, when I think of Ame, I think of Faceless Void.
Yeah. It's the hero that he has the most success on next to Sven.
He used to play Morphling a lot back at some of those early TIs.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an interesting carry player when you really think about his career. And he's still here, fighting it out. Trying to prove himself once more. Claim a title.
He could have just been out there cosplaying and streaming, but he chose to come back to the game.
Lina continuing to pull ahead here. Wisdom runes get exchanged, and quiet early game. We have not seen this Rolling Thunder go to use, so maybe Gaimin are happy just playing a slower game with the mag lineup, but generally they want to play around the Pangolier and snowball him. Support duo, not necessarily doing them any favors in that department, but it will be a departure from their usual style with it and give XG some freedom.
Yeah,
maybe try and connect the arena. They can get it up.
Can't really gank the top lane, right? Lifestealer lane, it's pretty whatever. Bottom lane has Mars, which is fine, but then there's also the Mirana, which you're probably not going to get your hands on.
I think you can gank this guy if you get the 6 on mag.
Yes.
It's not out of the question at all. They're going to contest the power rune, try and land the stun.
Shield crash forward helps him tank some of this damage. The Terrorblade is there to push back the Lina when they needed it because Quinn took a lot of damage there. Spots Lina now, hits him once Rolling Thunder. Tofu continues to get the damage in with all of these heroes diving. Good attempt by XM to try and hit him as he came out of the Rolling Thunder, but he was just screwed there. Not much that he could do, and not much it seems that Xtreme could do about it either. On the downside's the Elder Titan, I guess.
That just feels bad if you're XG. And you pick this Lina into the Pango and you're just letting him roll on you and kill you. The supports can't do anything about it. Now you get all your leaps forced out.
Double leaps and dies anyway.
I mean, this is the support player on the Pango that I thought wasn't going to come. It comes a little later, but gets the job done. A couple quick kills. Get that rune and push this Pango towards Diffusal. This game looks pretty scary for XG.
Does not have skewers. He just dead. He does have that little sheep neutral item. Tofu's coming over to help him out, so never mind.
Take a stack. Empower his support terribly.
Hell yeah.
Feels good. Oh, he didn't empower him. Never mind.
Tofu
feels bad.
Yeah, you've been seeing things today. Tofu just back and forth between lanes is roaming Terrorblade.
Plus 10.
they going to be able to execute this? It would be quite the move if this support duo could actually kill the Lina. The help of Quinn, they certainly have him. That Swashbuckle does so much damage,
that was,
man. That minus armor compared to that with that physical damage.
That's just too easy. I don't know. If you're actually you got to make them work harder for it. They're going to TP in the Mars for the arena. This has to connect.
I mean, the best you're going to get is one support with this
it's
3-hero rotation.
It doesn't feel good enough, right? Because the Pango's getting what he wants, your Lena's not. And these support kills just don't really matter that much for Gaimin. The game plan's behind the 3 cores. Like they're going to start to empower everybody here and just take off in the net worth in that like 15 to 25 period. If they ever get a Roshan, the game just explodes. And you're not man-fighting this troll with Lifestealer in this game. I just don't see that happening. You don't have much help to skew that matchup. If anything, the troll has more help. He has the swap plus the wave. He has Empower on his side. He has a Sunder that can bail him out. What does Ame have to help him in this game? Moonlight Shadow?
Yeah, it's not particularly impressive. Shin-Kyu again leaps, still dies. Quinn is just hunting down heroes left and right.
I think this game shows sometimes the trap that these teams fall into where, I'm not saying this wasn't the case for XG, but you look at these 2 drafts, I feel like even if Gaimin's draft were worse, which I don't think it is, it has a very clear direction on its game plan. And I look at XG's and what is the overall synergistic game plan with these 5 heroes? Is it to win team fights? Is it to control Roshan? Is it to push waves and pick somebody off? Is it to outscale you? Is it to buff up the carry and let him 1v5? I don't really know what it is, right? It's just, let's hope something happens here and we just outplay them.
You've talked about how Xtreme is probably the most inconsistent team. Everybody here at DreamLeague, as they do manage to get a nice arena that's going to catch 2 supports this time. Do you think some of this inconsistency could be just a lost vision when it comes to draft?
I think so. I think some of their drafts have just been wonky. And some of the wonky ones have worked, but it's also them just outplaying people.
Yeah.
It's really hard to judge. But I think it's one of the most important characteristics of a team when you want to go deep in tournaments, is that you start to build identity through your lineups and know what you're playing for. Because otherwise you're going to go up against a team that does, and you're going to get absolutely demolished.
Oh, man, it's getting demolished right now.
This is just, again, an easy move when you have this RP threat. You didn't even have to use it.
Yep.
And then Darachi will come in and backstab a tower.
So when you talk about the vision when it comes to draft, can you give me an example? What is Gaimin Gladiators lineup? What did they draft? What did they want to accomplish with this lineup?
This team is a team that's struggling, so they want to get heroes that are enabling how they want to play right now. Magnus being a big one. But then if you're going to first pick this mag and you're going to build around the mag, you want to play Magnus Dota.
Okay.
Right, you want to put Ace in a position where he has a strong game and he can influence the fights by going in, RP skewering, if there's no interrupt. And if they play to counter that type of gameplay, then you have heroes that can take benefit of the Empower and use it to outscale your opponents or force early Roshans. And they pick supports that will help that game plan, right? Venge helps bail out the mag on a botched initiation. It also helps him force early Roshan. Terrorblade is one of the better stackers in this meta. The Illusions is one of the things that makes this hero viable in support, which means you can mass stack camps, clear through those with Empower later if you need to fall back to a plan B. These little things add up, right? It makes sure you can enable your game plan. Empower makes sure that this troll Pango are not going to lose the late game man fights in theory.
Right.
So all these things, it gives you purpose behind what you're doing with your heroes in this game. And it gives you a lot to fall back on. That's why I just feel like this game feels a lot more comfortable for Gaimin right now. Whereas XG, I think you just have to, again, try and outplay them, just find big team fights with the arena. Which we've seen it happen a couple times. Mars can just carry games. If you get good arena catches with the Venge in it that you can't swap someone out, you throw down that ET Spirit, there's an Earth Splitter going through, amp up the Lina damage, an arrow lands on the spear target. Okay, there's some you got some stuff going.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't really get going in the laning phase, and now they're playing from behind. A 3,000 net worth lead for Gaimin Gladiators, as Ame is trying to work towards his Radiance. His Lina is doing a bit of recovery here. XXS and DY Jin-Q all looking for a smoke move here. The right time to make this move, apparently. Might just catch Gaimin Gladiators a little bit out of sort mid-pause.
Get a little hydration going.
I always find that funny whenever it's happened so often that teams pause and then somebody will say a reason that isn't actually true. I've seen it so many times where like two players will say two different reasons when they pause. Or in this case, Celery throws out lag or he crashed or something.
Are you calling him a liar?
No, I just
Calling him a liar, Austin?
think it's funny.
First you say Yatoro's a trash player, and now you say
What?
Celery's a liar.
I was not one of the people in the green room saying that.
What next, Austin?
It's all the other talent who were disgracing
What next?
Toro's name.
Lewis Hamilton's a fluke?
Why are we going back to that one again? I only casually know Evan. I don't know enough to keep having this to be a topic of conversation for us.
That's why I enjoy it.
Also, why do you keep going back to Lewis Hamilton?
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
Yeah, if I had a kid, I would name him
good
Lewis
name.
Hamilton.
So,
That would be his middle name.
what's wrong with Max Verstappen?
And his real name would be like Garth Brooks. So it'd be like Garth Lewis Hamilton Brooks. That's a name right there, dude. That is.
No, it's a strong American name.
That's right.
there. God damn.
Invisibility.
So what's wrong with Max Verstappen?
Little wisdom runes. I think that speaks for itself. Little wisdom runes stolen here.
Shiver, just keep that in mind. Shiver's watching someone. Quinn
Gotta keep the streak PG here.
chasing after. You can't go through the secret shop, man, but he did manage to do so with
a little belly
pop.
bump. Just pat his belly and then go back.
Yeah.
But the catch is there. The Kobold laying into him.
Get him, Cobalt.
God damn, can we bring up... Oh, we can't bring up that Death Summary, huh?
Jin-Q did not get ensnared. Maybe the ensnares will be saved. Oh, jeez. So much damage, man. Empower, swashbuckle with diffusal blade. All right, now Gleipnir was up. That's what I wanted to get to. The Gleipnir's up. Maybe Xtreme Gaming can make a move off of that. Unfortunately, they cannot. Not a move that results in a kill. Are you trying to find the Kobold's damage?
Yeah. It doesn't show up.
This is the most research I've seen you do in a game.
Why doesn't it show up, actually? It just says he did 0.
Probably because he
They
did
need more
0
buffs,
damage.
dude. The Kobold needs more buffs. I like when those Kobolds get active. It's nice, you know.
Why?
Just looks, it's like a little mini micro thing, you know? That's how you can tell you're in the zone. You get that extra little value. Squeeze every bit you can.
I mean, I will agree with that when people use Kobolds to, like, scout.
See, like, dodge the Centaur Stomp, you know? And then you're dead. Or is he?
Uh-oh. XM, they still got him.
So Gleipnir timing is a big one here for XG. This is, I think, the absolute correct item choice from XM. You have to activate this Lina, and you need to set up more for your supports in this game. This brings this lineup together more, right? Like, it gives you plenty to play for in the team fights, which is try and set up these arrows and these stomps into Earth Splitters, which is, I think, what you have to do if you're XG. So Gleipnir helping you there a lot.
Yeah, when they were just reliant on Mars to kind of, like, set up everything for a support duo, that doesn't feel great.
You also need to think about this troll in this game and how you can skew this Lifestealer troll matchup into your favor. So anything that helps kite the troll or helps Ame disengage is going to feel nice as well.
Yeah.
Halberds, Force Staves, E-Blades, Yules. Anything you can pick up along this lines later, going to feel good. Even Greaves. It will be a Yules for Jin-Q. Radiance for Ame, so some extra evasion. Side benefit. But the Aegis is going to Gaimin here. That was pretty much unpreventable, I think. I just don't think you're ready to fight at this time if you're XG.
Yeah, especially if you're behind, which means they're going to get an Aegis for Quinn, and he's going to get an Aghanim Scepter. So his offensive power is crazy strong, and he's got a second life to back it up. So it's not even like he's under the gun when Xtreme activate that Mars at any point.
XG just need to protect the Lina. They have Infest to do it, they have Arena, they have Stomp, they have Moonlight Shadow, but you cannot let this Magnus find your backline in this game. It's going to absolutely decimate your
Magnus and the Pango. I don't know how they stop both of them.
That's the tough part. You don't have the Rolling Thunder control, and this Mag's reach is insane with Harpoon already done. Like, maybe the Yules on Jin Q can help you a bit because you lack that instant stun from something like a Rubik, but if you have Yules, you can, you know, leap Yules him before the Skewer comes out, potentially.
Yeah.
Could be a big play. Also lets you aggressively Yules this Mag if you ever see him and set up for an arrow chain. Because remember, he doesn't have BKB. So this is actually a period where XG wouldn't mind fighting if you can somehow find that initiation. But maybe, I mean, there is Venge Swap at the same time. Nothing's going to be easy in this game. And it'll be Gaimin with the smoke as they show on 2 lanes here. Well, the smoke goes bottom.
This kill would be really big if they can get it. He is just about to get his BKB. Got off the ultimate. Moonlight Shadow will help him kite, as will the stun. So
huge kill.
Very dead hero here. Great pickup. That'll delay the BKB just a little bit more.
That was a play where Dyrachyo and Quinn were both showing while that smoke went bottom, basically saying, we don't think you're going to jump me with all these heroes off the map. XG took the risk, and the risk paid off. That could easily be a play where they're smoked behind Dyrachyo, and you just get RP'd there and you die.
Sure.
So there was some risk in that, but maybe XG feel like they're in a position where they rather take those than not with the long-range Lina, and they're rewarded with a Dyrachyo kill. That Aegis on the Pangolier. Maybe too far of a push for the Troll. And that smoke misses. At the same time, you get the Tormentor. XG making some moves in this game.
What need have I for visit?
The next move, Wisdom Rune, Tormentor. Ame pops out trying to stop Ace from grabbing the Wisdom Rune. He's going to get skewered, so that's great for Ame. Stays on top of the mag. The arrow actually does hit, despite the creeps being around there.
That was aggressive.
Never mind.
Very aggressive. And the Yules instantly paying off for Jin Q here. These supports are finding some decent farm in this game.
Yeah, they are.
Feels like Gaimin are, I don't want to say they're stumbling on the map, but we have certainly seen a lot cleaner Aegis periods from this team. Those 2 big core kills that are going to slow you down.
XXS Blink BKB. I think what's interesting is that they've made a lot of these last couple of moves have been without the Mars.
Yeah, that's huge, honestly. If you're not dependent on him to make something happen.
Yeah.
You got to farm his BKB.
Does that BKB make a big difference?
It's nice. You're not going to get 100 to 0 by Pangolier.
Yeah, I mean, it'll kind of help him survive the initiation that he goes in and does, and maybe that helps him scale better and kind of ensures that he survives through fights and gets these later Octarines and such that we've seen.
I mean, if you can play these fights in a way where you have BKBs, you ignore the Pango's impact, and you just jump the Troll and the Venge, it could be a route to go.
Radiant are scanning.
I just feel like that's not what Amar would have got, you know? And when I'm looking at Amar's, I'm thinking WWAD. What would Amar do?
Probably would have
Quinn pushing forward.
Dropped some mantles by now, but
got him on the Harpoon. Yules
the Yules
stops that one.
Nice illusion block, though, preventing that arrow chain.
Yep.
But we're seeing the power of this item. It's really good itemization from Jin Q. And once you have the BKB on the mag, it's a different story.
Unfortunately, getting away from fights isn't good enough. Gaimin Gladiators will push their advantage while they Aegis expiring. Oh, Xinkyu, can he make the jump? Gets the long jump over the corner.
Buying time. They got to their Lina BKB. And they have taken a net worth lead in this game.
Yeah, that's surprising to me how much the net worth has been brought back in the favor of Xtreme. I just naturally assumed that this Magnus, TB Pango troll, felt like they were going to be doing a healthy amount of creep hitting all around the map very efficiently.
Yeah, I think I would prefer to have Tofu a bit higher net worth here. I think he could have soaked up a bit more, but he was running, trying to join the plays, and those plays missed, then you fall behind. Smoke with the BKB timings for XG. This is big if they can land it. They want a core target. They want to separate that target from the Venge, or at least control the Venge in the arena with whoever they go on here. Arrow to scout things out.
The Spirit also pushing forward, seeing some heroes.
Yeah, XXS just doesn't see enough here. Again, you do not want to just single target jump one of these guys and then end up in a situation where Pango gets a free fight and the Venge swap saves that target.
Yeah. So instead of pushing into them, XM pushes in mid, and you're going to see if Gaimin Gladiators will try and chase after them.
It almost feels like Gaimin just played for the next Roche.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They have no problem with this game being a stalemate, right?
In theory, yeah. I mean, this type of game will always come down to the teamfight execution.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, I just assume when you have one of the biggest team fight spells in Rolling Thunder and then 2 BKB piercing disables, you're pretty well set up for late game engagements,
Yeah, you have to be confident playing these late game fights here if you're gaming. So, patience, not the worst thing to have right now. Darachi is going to show. Do you want to spear him back?
I mean, he has a BKB. You need to perfectly and quickly execute those spells and kill him right away. I mean, he gets up BKB ults, his team follows up.
That's all the power of the Venge right there. XXS not taking that. If there's no save in this game, he 100% just spear arenas him back. And even if he gets spells out, okay, you disengage. Once more, he does not see enough. Game has been a stalemate for the last 5 minutes. BKB done for Ace. That's a big one.
Yeah, I feel like that BKB is a lot more impactful than
it definitely can
Mars one.
If he finds this Lina, he finds the Lifestealer in an RP, it's very well could end the fight. A huge smoke wraparound from XG.
Positioning is key here. Gaimin Gladiators are sitting up on the high ground, or were. Not going to break it right away. Xinkyu are going to get some information. Oh, XXS got all of these heroes inside of the arena. He's going to try and bulwark, protect himself. What a great Earth Splitter on top of that one. The RP does go out with the Rolling Thunder. Darachi laying into this Mars, but he's taking a lot thanks to the bulwark, thanks to the infest. XXS is too big to be brought down. Not even Quinn can finish him off as he misses the last swashbuckle.
XXS, that is the absolute dream. They saw that obs and they clumped for a second, and he gets 4 in that arena. I mean, that is everything you want. Both saving supports locked in there. ET Spirit on top of them. Earth Splitter hits 3 here, and that RP is okay, but you get the infest off, and you're just hitting Mars shield the whole time. That matchup is honestly awful for Troll if that's all he's stuck on, and there's no break. Perfect team fight for XG.
What a difference it would have been, like the matter of seconds there. They go like 2 seconds earlier, Tofu's sitting on that high ground, he breaks the smoke there.
Oh yeah.
And they don't get that clean initiation because they have, equal vision.
I mean, that angle was everything for XG. It gave him just enough. You get broken there, you get reflected, suddenly you're getting 3 or 4 man RP.
Radiant are scanning.
And the BKBs plus the rage is enough that the Pango roll cannot reliably win you the fights on its own.
Dire's middle tower.
The mag troll have to contribute here.
Great.
XXS.
Great execution for Xtreme. Puts them back in the lead when it comes to net worth. Will it be enough for Roshan?
No RP. Arena back up.
Smoke immediately breaks on this camp. Immediately, Quinn just jumps in. Trying to reveal the heroes that were in those trees. They got a BKB out of XXS and the Moonlight Shadow.
And the patience to hold Arena there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wants to save it for when this Roche is up. Commit the BKB to get out, but that'll give time for RP to come back up, so Ace is ready to go. He can also go fishing if he really wants to risk it or commit the BKB.
Going up the side. This time, Tofu is sitting on the high ground. Almost immediately gets Mercy, but it got off the Thunder. That brings XXS low, and now that's not a problem for the Troll, who Dota2 is trying to make his way down from the high ground and get on top of these heroes. The BKB from XM, keeping his distance from Quinn, actually laying into Quinn. Healthy amount of damage, but he's got to keep out of the hands of this Troll. His movement speed is keeping him one step ahead. Dota2 has just not hit a hero this entire team fight, pretty much. He has just been left chasing after ghosts. Quinn, he puts himself in a corner, and that's going to be the death of him. Dota2 still running away from Ame, who continues. Got him in the open wounds, but he's like, whatever, man. You can go free. We killed 4 of Gaimin Gladiators, and we can head back for the Roshan now.
The arena placement caused him some problems, but the biggest thing is Ace wants the Lina there. He gets the RP on Lina, and he gets instantly uled by Jinkyu. Did not commit the BKB.
I thought that was the whole point of the BKB.
Yeah,
I thought it was just like the, like the whole Mag versus Rubik thing. It was like,
Jinkyu had his number, and by the time he gets that skewer on the Lina off, like the damage is already done. That play is stalled out enough. You can't connect the Troll onto him. XM survives that fight.
Oh my god, he actually went for it. Celery completes that TP.
He will complete death.
That was insane.
Gaimin just crumbling here. Cannot connect these team fights. And it's another fight where you have these saves for the cores, but the fight is starting on the supports. You're going on the Terrorblade, even though he gets off a great Thunder and you kill the Mars. It's not really how you want your lineup to function here if the damage isn't going into the Lina and the Lifestealer. I mean, XG just outplaying them. And perhaps taking advantage of this support terribly. It's one of the weaknesses of this hero on the support role. It allows you to get a later pick carry that can take the game over, but his teamfight contribution can be underwhelming compared to a lot of other supports.
Yeah.
Like the Mirana ET are doing more than this Terrorblade in the fight right now. The reflection illusion is not anything crazy this game versus Lifestealer Lina, and you're probably only hitting 1.
Yeah. And you're not going to get that kind of Sunder contribution that he did in that last fight. You're not going to get that every time.
No, that was like peak Sunder opportunity.
Yeah, that was
still went bad.
And for me, the terrain of that fight was so bad. Like, Dota2 was just running around. He literally did a full circle trying to get on top of somebody melee for him. He got some range hits in on XM, but he didn't actually get the chance to hit a hero and snare it and beat it down 100-0 like normal. Counter blinked. Nice play by XXS.
I mean, I wonder how bad it is for him if he ends up in a situation where he gets to BKB ult lock on the Lifestealer with like Vengeance Wave going through and Empower. It can't be that bad if you still have RP up.
Yeah, it's gonna get bad though, because now you've got Aghanim Scepter on Lifestealer, so
now it's bad.
This matchup is so different when you have something like that kind of tool to use.
So they're probably still gonna look for this Lina, but you're definitely not looking for her when she has Aegis. So you're ratting the map right now.
At the Gleipnir, it got him on the Gleipnir.
Damn.
Great work from XM. Stops the TP, and Ace, I mean, there's no way out of this one, really. He's got to pop the BKB and make a break for it, but
no way out.
I mean, even if you did manage to somehow slip this, you are going to be deep on the enemy side of the map with no TP out.
Making a play bottom on the troll.
They just ignore Celery because there's a better target at hand. There's that Aghanim Scepter. Ult for ult, one counters the other.
Ame hops inside and takes it for a ride. And that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote right there, boy. All right, well, Xtreme. Time to force Gaimin Gladiators into checkmate, maybe. Hit that high ground and see if they can get a buyback out of them.
I really thought this lineup would have more steam, but they have not been able to win a single team fight. XG just straight out playing them on the little things, it feels like.
Yeah.
These stomps, these Yules, the infest timings, the arenas from XXS. Everything has been on point here.
I mean, we haven't seen a single skewer back into troll killing that hero.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we haven't seen a single skewer back. We haven't seen a 2 or 3 man RP. We haven't seen the troll lock on to Alina or Lifestealer in the fight.
Yep.
We haven't seen this Rolling Thunder really be too effective because there isn't... Like, either you can use it to force out the initial wave of stuff from XG, or you go in with the Troll Mag and you save that Rolling Thunder. It's usually you want the Rolling Thunder to go in first, but... Like, how does Quinn start these fights, I guess? Versus Moonlight Shadow plus some very fast heroes. It's been difficult for him. They're in trouble.
Radiant are scanning.
XG snowballing this game, and they have a big frontliner with this Shiva's done. 4,000 HP on a Shiva's BKB Mars with that bulwark. That is a hard target to go on. I mean, you need this Pango Basher. That is a necessary item in this game. You're going to hope you land some good ones.
XM's going to go from having an Aegis to having a Satanic. So no easy kills.
These heroes are so tanky.
On the Lina for Gaimin Gladiators. They do have
the swap,
of course, and they're going to use it now. First life goes down. XXS makes his presence known. Arena plus the Shiva's BKB trying to tank up against Dyrachyo. Got him in the RP with the 2 of them, but the Infest is on the Troll right now, and he actually dies to Ame coming out of that Infest. He just bursted down the Troll. He has no buyback, so Quinn has to do all of the lifting here, but he just can't do enough damage by himself.
Double buyback from Gaimin. They need to come in here with the
Yules again, but the Yules again and again, they just keep on countering Ace's contribution to a team fight. Another buyback, but again, how are you going to be able to do this without your primary damage dealer?
Jin Q has had perhaps the world's best training regimen against Magnus of any player in Dota history.
It's true.
This man has had many times to learn.
I've been beat by better Magnuses than you.
Yeah, you ain't no collapse, son. Now that man beat me. But I have been practicing. And it adds up. Those little things over your career add up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get more ready for him, you think about him more, and he has been on point with the anti-Magnus technologies game. And it makes a huge difference. It makes Ace think about every single jump, do I have to pre-BKB? And if you don't have it, it just hasn't been landing. And it's a big deal. It feels like for Gaimin who need displacement to start to win these fights. Now, that was an Aegis that got swapped in. Remember how that fight started, so you don't have that this time if you're XG. And they're going to make an aggressive move, try and find this Potom who has been so damn annoying. And they'll get him.
Even just taking the numbers advantage.
XG still want to fight.
Yeah, it seems like they're still down for it.
No RP.
Stop last.
Oh, we got 3.
Arena onto 3. Pins the Pango. He's going to be swapped over. Look at this Earth Splitter coming in. Only hits Celery, though. The Infest onto the Troll. Once again, Dyrachyo. He gets the ult off at the end of it this time around, so we will manage to get a couple hits in, but he's just overwhelmed by the tankiness of this Xtreme gaming lineup. He can't kill anything anymore.
And RP comes up as the mag goes down, so that's all she wrote there.
Oh, Quinn couldn't even finish off XX. Ah, gets him.
Well, 1 for the stat line. He gets a smile at least.
Yeah.
As he continues to roll on here. Didn't even die.
He lived. A
well,
boy who lived.
That was maybe the best thing that happened for Gaimin in the last 15 minutes of that game, because it just went downhill fast. They had a solid